Welcome to part 3 of my Ladybug tutorial series. Today I will show you how I clean, sand, and paint the ladybugs. After that, I will demonstrate how I add gel stain to capture the details on each ladybug, giving them a bit more character. Let's begin. Here are the supplies that I used. An electric toothbrush modified as a mini sander. If you'd like to see how I made this toothbrush into a little sanding device, please check out the video linked in the description. Let's get back to the rest of the supplies. A regular toothbrush, fine grit sandpaper, a rag from an old shirt, a few paintbrushes in varying widths, multi-surface red paint, enamel paint in black, enamel paint in white, pink paint, green paint, yellow paint, blue paint, gel stain, a rag and a little dish for the gel stain, and soft touch varnish. It's time to sand the ladybugs. I use my handy mini sander to clean and smooth the surface of the clay. I also use a regular toothbrush attachment to brush out the clay dust from the crevices. Then I use a rag lightly dipped in water to clean off any remaining dust particles. The water from the rag also helps to smooth out the clay surface. As I clean this ladybug and use a wet rag to clean the surface, it also slightly remoistens the clay. This allows me to use a clay tool to redefine any details that are needed. Here you can see the rough, bumpy edges along the carved details on the ladybug sculpture. A bit of sanding and a rag is just the remedy this ladybug needs to a smoother appearance. Now that the clay pieces are cleaned and sanded, we can begin to paint the ladybugs. When I paint, I usually begin with the lighter colors and finish with the darker ones. I painted the whites of the eyes of the ladybugs, and now I'm beginning to paint the pink cheeks. Next, I begin to paint the ends of the antenna and the noses with the blue, green, and yellow paint colors. I will let you watch how I paint the ladybugs, and we'll be back in a moment after the catchy music ends. See you in a bit. Cue the catchy painting music. Did you enjoy watching me paint in high speed? Let's return to finish the rest of the process. For these little ladybugs, I will add dots to the wings with a few different sized stylus tools and the black enamel paint. For the ladybug eyes that weren't stamped into the clay, I create the eyes first with a white water-soluble pencil. Then once I figure out the best placement for the eyes, I paint them on with the white enamel paint. Then I paint little green noses on their faces. Next, I will add the gel stain. Here you can see the ladybug on the left with the gel stain already applied and the one on the right without the gel stain. With a paintbrush, I brush the gel stain over the painted surface. Then I wipe off the excess with a t-shirt rag. A quick side note about why I use enamel paint or multi-surface paint. Using these paints helps prevent the paint from rubbing off when using the gel stain. The final step is applying a couple coats of varnish, which I did not record since there isn't too much to demonstrate for that. My favorite varnish to use on my air dry clay sculptures is Soft Touch varnish. Here's a look at the ladybugs, all done with a couple of coats of varnish. The varnish gives them a matte sheen and a velvety smooth feeling surface. I am a tactile person, and I love how the surface feels after applying the Soft Touch varnish. Thank you for joining me for my Ladybug tutorial part 3. If you enjoyed this video, please check out my Ladybug Studio channel for similar videos and tutorials. I post long format videos and video shorts as well as post on my community tab. Hope to catch you there. Talk to you later.